Now that I've got your attention, I would like to apologize because I will not be releasing any of the XZEUS 2 review footage that I took. And this is the reason why. Look at this paragraph here, I'm going to read it to you guys. I am also fully aware that the XZEUS 2 blaster shell that is available for use at the event, which is this event, is a prototype developed by Global United Toys Private Limited that is still undergoing trial and development. I am fully aware of the possible risks involved in using the prototype XZEUS 2 blaster shell and accept the same. So that means, even if I say it's good and you guys get a bad product, know that this was a prototype, so you guys can help you out. As of this exact moment, the date and time is the 6th of November at 4:22 p.m. as you guys can see. Now about a week ago, in fact 8 days ago, was this event known as the JetX XZEUS 2 Reviewers Conference. Now a bunch of you have actually reached out to me asking me how it went. Some of you know that I attended, some of you actually want to find out what my thoughts about the whole event was and how the XZEUS 2 shell was and stuff like that. I will not be sharing that with you because of that particular clause in the contract or in that indemnity form that I showed you guys a moment ago. You can actually see a little video of me in the corner just to prove that I was actually doing a proper review. Now, I'm gonna start the story. Now, this video is all about my experience with that and the whole entire week leading up to that event. So if you don't want to listen to me, go ahead and skip this video. But if you want to find out my personal opinion and what happened then, you're welcome to stay. Now, I'm not here to tell you guys who and what JetX is or what they're all about. All I will say is that JetX are the people who are marketing and selling the XZEUS V2 shell. Now, you guys already know I paid good money for the XZEUS V1 shell, and it wasn't that fantastic. I did a review on it, and so did another fellow local Singaporean nerfer by the name of Zorko. He did a review on it as well, and we shared with everyone that it wasn't what it was made out to be. That's all I'll say about that. Fast forward to recent times, this company named JetX came out and appeared on the scene saying that they would be the ones actually reproducing the XZEUS shell, but they're going to call it a V2 because it's supposed to be an improvement, and they were asking for people to sign up as reviewers of the shell, and I did, and this was a couple of months ago. I want to just stress on this one point. Ever since then, till the day before this reviewers conference, which was last Saturday, I received no form of communication from JetX at all whatsoever. Now let's be honest, there are a ton of ways to get in touch with me if you really wanted to. There's Facebook. I also have a Facebook DJ page. I also have an Instagram account. I have this YouTube account. I have my average Singaporean YouTube account. And if you don't want to send me private messages or direct messages, you can always leave a comment in a video. You guys know that I check and I reply to almost every single message or comment that I get. Also, I constantly check my other messages inbox on Facebook, so that's no excuse as well. So once again, I didn't receive any kind of communication from them whatsoever. However, during the week of the event, I started hearing things from people, hitting me up, asking me, hey Psych, so you're gonna be at the event? Are you gonna play at the game? Are you gonna be at the conference and whatever? I'm like, what's going on? And I have no idea what's happening. Apparently, JetX actually reached out to a handful of international nerfers and decided to fly them here down to the sunny island of Singapore to give a review of the XZEUS V2 shell and at the same time to participate in the game. So what that game was about is they decided to have a game that was going to comprise of a team of members called the Reviewers, and they wanted to pit them against other local nerfers. In order to participate in that game, a local nerfer would have to form a group of 8 and represent themselves as a team. So there were teams like Hack, NerfSG, TNT that was actually present or were signing up to participate in the game. Now, not knowing anything, till the night before, some of my friends were asking me, hey, do you want to come and join our team? And I said, why not? So I wanted to be maybe just a member of the NerfSG team or maybe just a member of the Hack team. However, I started receiving messages from my friends, the local nerfers, that were telling me things like, look, someone from JetX reached out to them and said that I would be attending the game. I would be doing a review. This is a funny thing. They actually sent me screenshots of the conversations, and I have yet to hear anything from JetX at all. I didn't have any contact with them. I didn't promise them anything. They didn't confirm anything with me. Nothing. Zilch. So it was really strange for me to actually see my name being used without me actually saying anything. So I said, it's okay, just put my name down for as a member of Hack or as a member of NerfSG. And they said, aren't you supposed to be a member of the reviewers team? And I said, look, I haven't heard anything. So I decided I'm not gonna care about this and I'm just gonna go ahead with my life, not till 9 p.m. on Friday night. And at 9 p.m. on Friday night, a representative from JetX, and I'm not gonna say any names, you guys, if you know who it is, you know. If you don't, maybe you'll find out in due time. But I will not be saying any names. So this person actually reached out to me and said, hey, we would like to invite you down to our reviewers conference and also to participate in our game. And I said, isn't it a bit too last minute? Your event is going to happen at 10:30 a.m. the next morning, which leaves me about 13 and a half hours to prepare for a Nerf game and also to prepare for a review or a reviewers conference. That's not pretty cool because I already have my schedule laid out for me for the next day. And he said, I really hope that you could reschedule because we really hope that you'll be there. So I said, listen, I don't know you and I know you want something out of me, which is to review your stuff. But what do I stand to gain? So he said, we will provide you with an XZEUS V2 shell. We really hope that you review it for us. So as luck would have it, I was able to reschedule my morning plans but not the afternoon plans. So that means that I could actually attend the reviewers conference but not the game. So we'll just fast forward to the next day. I get my stuff and I meet Zorko in the morning at 10. And we just chill out till about 10:30 and we head upstairs and we realize that there's no one there. So we come back down and have some breakfast and wait. Then at about 11:10, 40 minutes late, we hear news that the JetX team has actually arrived. So we decide, okay, let's just go upstairs. So I go upstairs and I open up the door, and now this is a room, kind of like a classroom, but it's not like the usual layout of tables. It's kind of like clusters of tables. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. So the cluster of tables that's closest to the door is occupied by a group of people that I am not familiar with. So, you know, I don't know what to say and I don't know them. However, I do know people that are around elsewhere, around the table. Like I saw Drag, I saw Joe, I saw Ken from Hong Kong, I saw David, and of course my other local Nerf friends. So what do? Go say hi. And we say our hi's and we say our what's ups and we do our normal usual catch ups. And so I decide I want to go see what this group of unfamiliar people are up to. So I walk over and I introduce myself, and then they introduce themselves back and they say that they are JetX. And right then at that point of time, in my heart, I'm thinking, look, you invited me down to your event. You didn't have the courtesy to tell me that you were late. And when I opened the door and I walked in, you didn't even have the courtesy to greet me. Now, I'm not trying to sound like I'm very self-entitled or something, but you know, if you're invited, at least greet someone so that, you know, I could make sense of everything. But, you know, I had to make the first move, which to me is not right. So then, to cut a long story short, basically nothing happened at the reviewers conference. No one knew what it was about. No one knew if there was an agenda. And the most important thing of all, no one told me that there were XZEUS shells on the table. I walked over and Drake and the rest were actually sharing it with me and they were telling me about the shell. So I decided, since JetX is not going to do anything, since they're not going to take the initiative to introduce me to anyone or tell me about their shell, I will start doing the review and let's see if we can get any reactions from that. So I set up my camera, I get my tools out, Zorko joins me, we take out our own long shots and we start opening everything up, we start examining the shell, we start testing things about it, we open up the shell, we try to fit stuff inside. And during this entire time, not a single member of JetX comes around and sits next to us and asks us what we think about it. Nothing at all. Now a couple of hours after that, one of the members from JetX says, we are going to hand out this indemnity form for everyone who is going to participate in the game. So I take a form and I look at it, and I was really concerned about the second point that I already shared with you guys a moment ago. That is basically the same thing that happened to Zorko with the V1 shell. When he was trying to point out the flaws in the V1 shell to Explorer, because the V1 shell is actually made by Explorer, right? When he was trying to share the flaws that he faced or the problems he faced with the V1 shell, one of the responses he got was, you did not see the original prototype. This product is the same as a prototype then. If they're gonna play with the prototype clause, then I don't want to give you guys a review based on the prototype that I actually saw. Because, you know, I don't want to give anyone the chance to turn around and say, well, you didn't see the prototype, it was made this way and therefore you are buying this product. So because of that, something that I couldn't agree with, I will not be sharing that review with you guys. However, I will be able to point out some stuff to you guys. I'm not gonna share with you how to solve these problems because I don't want to give free information to JetX and improve on their shells without even giving me anything in return, but I will tell you, whoever is interested in purchasing the V2 shell. If you're planning to use an artifact kit in it, it will not work. If you're planning to put a lipless breach mod in it, it will not work as well. These are two things that actually work in the stock shell, but do not work in the XZEUS V2 shell. So in my opinion, if you market it as being able to take stock internals, then it should be able to take any other internals that fit into a stock shell. That is my opinion. If you wanted to work with an artifact kit or the lipless breach mod, yes, you can make it work. However, you're gonna have to do some work on the shell. And that basically is a waste of your money because you're gonna pay good money for that shell. So I don't know guys, it's really entirely up to you to decide whether or not you want to go ahead and purchase this shell. And JetX, if you're actually watching this video, feel free to contact me. We can talk about something because you showed me nothing so far for me to give you any form of respect. Even though you reached out to me, it was only 13 hours before your event. During your event, you didn't speak to me much about it. You only reached out to me when I approached you. During the entire review, you didn't ask me anything about it. You didn't sit down and show any interest whatsoever. And it has been already 8 days and I have not heard anything from you whatsoever. So please, if you tell me you want to make things right, and if you tell me you want to step your game up in terms of marketing and customer service, you are not doing anything about it. At least not to me. So this is my opinion guys, this is my story and this is my experience. And I know that you guys have been asking me about it and this is my answer to you. That's about it guys. At the end of the day, I guess all of us are just looking for a good product from a decent company. You know what I mean? Like someone who treats their target audience with a certain amount of respect and a certain level of customer service. I just didn't get that from them at all. But that's my opinion again. By the way guys, I've recently been really into these DIY hand spinners or fidget toys, and I actually made a tutorial video on how to make one of your own, and these are like cable tie or zip tie spinners. And if you're interested, go check out my Average Singaporean channel. I actually put the tutorial up there because I know that it's non-nerf related. But I guess I wanted to share this with you guys because I kind of wanted to end this video on a slightly more fun note.